Hi guys, I'm Shmi, and today during Top Marques Monaco we're going to take a look at this fairly bonkers bright green thing that sat behind me. This is the Donkervoort D8 GTO RS. Before now, I visited Donkervoort in the Netherlands and had a test drive in the regular, if you can call it that, D8 GTO, a car that I was really rather surprised by and enjoyed an awful lot. Now this morning I've got an opportunity to show you around the car and take it for a very short test drive to see what the RS is like on top of that. So this thing, it's under 700 kilos and it has over 400 horsepower. Some quick maths for you. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 2.7 seconds. 0 to 200 kilometers an hour, 7.8 seconds. That makes it faster than my 675 LT. Let's take a look around it in a little bit more detail. So the RS has been significantly updated from the D8 GTO that came before. Basically, it's all carbon fibre apart from the bonnet, which is aluminium. There is a lot of new aero and design that's gone into it, but it maintains obviously the same shape, the extended front bonnet, the very rearward seating position, rear wheel drive, sticky tyres, basically a car that is perfect for some track fun. They're built in the Netherlands, which I think is pretty cool, and this car down here in Monaco during the Top Marques week. So to be precise about the numbers, 415 horsepower out of this, 695 kilos. The previous car was 380 horsepower and 750 kilos. So we're 35 horsepower up, 50 kilos down. And like I mentioned, there are going to be 65 of them. So 40 of the regular car like this, 15 of them with full exposed carbon fibre over the full bodywork. You can see we've got parts of exposed carbon fibre on this RS, and then a further 10 track-only race cars in effect. So looking around it a little bit more, what can I tell you if you don't know already? We can open up the door, which has a pretty awesome hinge mechanism. The door weighs less than 1 kilo, by the way. Carbon fibre, everything is carbon fibre. It's a new design. This sort of part, if I close it back down, it used to sort of have this sort of soft bit that came down to here, but now it's a little bit more enclosed and aerodynamic, leading towards that rear hoop. On the inside, the seat's also less than 1 kilo. You look at this thing, it's like, to save weight, even the headrest is just that single carbon strut beneath it. Obviously harnesses, fully sort of race tricked out. I'm going to jump in and fire all of this up in a moment, but new steering wheel, new dials, new digital dash display. It's a stripped out racer. You can just see the way the cage is integrated into the whole car. So give that a shut down, like so. More carbon, you gotta love all the exposed carbon everywhere. But let's talk a little bit about the aero and what makes it even quicker. So the front end has been redesigned basically to take air in, to funnel it through the car, to give the car more downforce. So you've got this, you've also got new sort of guide vanes underneath and intakes, as well as partnering those with these outtakes on the back, which you can see are basically positioned and angled to keep that front end planted down to the ground, along with these sort of funnels here in the side skirt too. So all of this is redesigned and reworked. Air can also come out through the front vents to keep the front end down on the ground, which is also now a little bit wider than the previous car. The rear, same width. But one thing I think is quite cool is under here you can either have the fabric soft top or you can have a luggage compartment. So there's actually quite a lot of storage space back here. I'll just open it up a bit more so you can see. You could get some suitcases in there if you wanted. You do up the poppers to close it back up again as well. He says just doing that as I go. This is something you don't want to do with a camera in your hand. I'll come back to that shortly. So elsewhere on the exterior, maybe I can show you under the bonnet. You press the little poppers here to open it up, which is kind of cool. Then you lift this up, very, very lightweight, literally I can pick that up easily. Have a quick glimpse underneath. Apologies in advance for any wind noise up here. You can see the engine tucked in there. Basically stripped out as it needs to be, really. There's nothing extra that isn't absolutely needed. And then just line the panel back up and pop it back into place. It's quite easy to do. There we go, closed. I didn't think I'd be able to do that one-handed. So let me jump in for a moment and show you on the inside. Now this is probably going to be a challenge single-handedly as I step in over the side sill, but look how low. Okay, look how low that is to the ground. From where I'm sat, the base of the seat basically feels like it's at ground level. It's quite hard to tell with the light here right now, but it must be this sort of height, like literally, I don't know, that far off the ground or something. So it's probably going to feel pretty solid when you're sat in here. So let me slide in. There we go, that wasn't too hard actually. And this is where you are snug. Pull the door down, give it a thud. You're so low and in, and it's a bigger steering wheel than before, but a new design. Everything is cool. You've got the sort of fighter jet style on for the mains power. Turn the key to bring everything to life. You get a cool needle sweep with all the dials, the new display with the RS logo. Let's fire it up. There we go. That is a very raw and savage sound. So you've got some new controls. Well, I mean, you've got lots of track-orientated controls. You've got brake bias, you've got your ABS setting. You've now got sport mode, which will give you automatic rev matching and blipping. What else do you have around here? Your usual kind of lights, traction control toggle, everything you sort of expect to have, but that's kind of nice touch if you want the car to auto blip for you. The steering wheel has new sort of menu and controls. This button, P, watch what the lights do. Race style, flash it away. And actually pressing so many times I think it's brought me into the menu, which is the next thing I wanted to show you. You have like GPS and track monitoring, lap timers and things, all sorts of different settings and stuff that you've got in there, which is all controlled through this toggle down here on the side. So basically, track car for you to drive and enjoy, and can be driven on the road. And I think it would only be appropriate now to take this car out and go for a little run in it, and basically see what it is like, because sat here, it's reminded me of a very good time I had with it last time around. So let me hook up my cameras and let's head on out for a little drive. Okay, away we go, and I hope you can hear me driving with the top down and that it's not too windy, but immediately this thing feels like a race car. Everything is very, very precise. The clutch pedal is heavy, the throttle and brake pedals are very, very sensitive as you'd expect. There's no power steering, so that's quite a workout to get right, but it just feels ready to pounce and go. There's a very short throw on the shifter, so you get quite a nice satisfaction feeling doing it. Oh, and there goes the GT3 RS. Just Monaco things, that sounded good as well. But just driving down the hill, it already has a smile on my face, and that's a manual blip. I've not gone into the sport mode yet. Oh, it feels like there's a lot of power available to you here. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of power available here. But it is, like I said, it's quite a workout. But cars like that are what give you the sort of excitement feeling and the sense of satisfaction when you drive them well and do it properly. And there's a car turning around in the hairpin. Oh dear. Around we go. And away we go. My goodness. Whoa, that propels you into the next century. It just picks up and goes. That flies. That really, really and truly flies. Oh, okay. Hard work on the hairpins, but turns in solidly. Away we go. Goodness me, guys, this is fast. And it has the race ABS, but obviously I'm driving it for the first time in fairly babyish settings relative to what it's capable of. But this is, it's requiring concentration. It's a proper drive, but the numbers speak for themselves. It is brutally fast, savage amounts of power available. And the noise is cool too. It's all around you. You feel all the vibrations, all the bumps, everything about the car. Wow! Wow, this is just awesome! This is so cool! Okay, so let's just mellow out for a second and chill and think about this. Obviously, it's got tiny mirrors, you can't see that much, there's a very long bonnet out in front of you. The wheels you can position nicely because you can see the covers over the top of them, but you feel like you're in a race car. Even if you're not centrally seated, you still feel like track car go. There's not much of the car behind you, it's pretty much all in front, so you're basically sat over the rear wheels. I imagine it's probably quite a fun drifting machine as well, but this is just cool. I'm going to spin around though, pop it into sport mode and head back up the hill. So then, one flick of that, we're in sport mode, and we've got an open stretch in front of us, uphill. Holy moly! quick uphill. My goodness. And then flip the shifts. Oh. Wow. Literally, that is all I can say right now. Yeah, this is a monster. Just a little squirt and away you go. It just takes off at warp speed. It is ludicrously quick. Oh my goodness me. Your eyes are just glued to the numbers rising. Well, actually they're not. They're staring at the tarmac in front of you because of the rate at which you're accelerating and how much concentration you require. And then you glance down at the numbers and you're like, huh? I'm doing what? And the only thing that beats that sense of rapid get up and go is the wind in your hair while you're doing it. It might not be the sunniest of days today, but this feels pretty perfect to me. And the shifts, the short shifter is such a beautiful thing to drop in. This is just taking the words away from my mouth. It's perfection. It's just incredible. Going around the hairpin. Turning circle's not the best, but we'll forgive them for that. It's a track car after all. It just propels you. It's like, guys, genuinely, I'm left a little bit speechless. Oh, my goodness me. This is one of the drives of what I've had, the best drives I've had in a while. Oh. It's so ridiculously good as a car. So ridiculously good. Can you put a price then on happiness? Well, I think in this instance you actually can. It might be into six figures, somewhere just over £100,000 for this thing, but that does not really matter. The smile it puts on your face and the enjoyment you have driving this thing is just unlike anything else. It is out of this world exciting. Whatever you can do, you need something like this in your life just to enjoy and get the pure thrill of driving. A little bit of a workout, a little bit of hard sort of effort to have to make it happen. But then you go, and my goodness, it's like JWW said about the LT Spider. Sell your house, sell your wife, sell your kids, you need one of these. And yes, you do. Quadrifolio there, Julia. Oh my goodness, up we go again. And it's like an aircraft taking off. You're just clinging on because you're going away like you wouldn't believe. Oh my word, and it clings on, it turns in beautifully. It grips and it grips. Oh boy. Okay, this has been quite a fun run or two here. Oh, time to chill a little bit, relax, try and drive it civilized. It's not a car that's ever going to let you drive it in a civilized manner. You just want to push on, but take in what I'm looking at, look around me a little bit. But then you just want to do this again just because. It's utterly ludicrous. Utterly ludicrous. It just goes. Mamma mia. Donkervoort, you've done well. This is amazing. Guys, I don't really know what to say. This thing is just amazing. It has that rawness and excitement and the smile factor, which just is something out of this world. It's so raw, so like racy. And well, you can hear even the rattling, I think, from the flywheel now. Press the clutch in, it gets a little bit more gentle, but let's put it back in gear and shut this down. Just take a moment to think about this car. Just all these details, everything is so nice and so driver focused. I mean, that mirror is not up to much, but the whole experience of it and driving in this thing is just out of this world. It's crazy. To open the door, by the way, you've got a lever down here. You sort of pull that and press it with your elbow, and up it goes, and it literally weighs nothing. I mean, well, a kilo, I should say. Not quite nothing. Now comes the challenge of getting out holding a video camera, which is not the easiest task in the world. Hey, I've actually managed. Mission success. So. Let's shut that down for the moment. Oh, he says I've managed to get this caught. The production cars are actually going to have, or the final cars have a whole new armrest system as well, padded armrests. But yeah, I mean, what else can I tell you? More aggressive diffuser than the regular D8 GTO. Is the new RS badging. Just a monster. Sticky Toyo rubber. The way the exhaust pipes are down the side inside this sort of housing with the GTO cut out, and the mesh is just really, really cool in every way. What a mental machine. What an exciting machine to drive. And just look at it, especially in a bright Lumo colour like this, the Lumo lime green, just standing out like crazy, like you wouldn't believe. It is something out of this planet. Truly extraordinary, and I'm really rather sad that I have to say goodbye to it. I think one of these would be quite nice in the Shmee 150 fleet. What do you think, guys? Something different from everything else I own, different category of car, track car. Oh, I love that, as you can tell. I hope I haven't been too over the top, but thank you very much, Donkervoort, for the drive in the D8 GTO RS. This has been awesome, and I hope you've enjoyed this look, coming along for some driving impressions and seeing a bit more about the new carbon fibre beast that is the RS. I'll wrap it up for there. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch up with you again very soon. Cheers!